Welcome to the second episode of the Seven Podcast. I'm a little nervous right now because I don't really do this. I'm an introvert, and any introvert would tell you this is very draining for your energy. But I'm not reading off a script this time, and I remember I read off the script the first time, my first episode, because I wanted it to be perfect. I didn't want to mess up. I didn't want to stutter. I had to set the tone. I didn't want to embarrass myself. But I'm with my bro Mills. This is my first guest, and this man he got out the mud, straight out the mud, and like when I tell you he's proven himself. He ain't got nothing else to prove to nobody. He ran laps around people, and yeah, I'm gonna let him tell it for you.
What's going on, bro? Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate you for having me here on your show. Your first real guest. This is my first real time doing something like this. Well, it's, at least on content wise, like I've done like little bullshit hip hop and rap podcast type shit, but at least something talking about something a lot more substantial. I'm blessed to be here, bro. I'm proud of you and what you've done, and you getting this started, and you being an introvert and not really, stepping out your comfort zone now. That's really dope, and it shows growth. So that's what I'm all about lately. You know what I mean? So thank you, bro. Happy to be here.
For sure, definitely out of my comfort zone because I would have never seen myself doing this in many years.
But, well, at least we could appreciate that you get to talk to a childhood friend. You know what I'm saying? So
for sure.
Hopefully that makes things a little easier.
Oh yeah, that definitely. I gotta take baby steps, but this is it where it starts at. So, so tell us about your business, how you started, like why you started. I know you came.
All right.
Matter of fact, you can start from like ground zero from your story. I know you did some time, and like I know getting out from doing time, it's hard to get a job, and people don't want to hire you here and there. So it looks like you just went and did everything your own way. Like you took your own path. So tell us about that.
Well, regular kid out the Bronx, New York, and dealt with regular shit that we pretty much all deal with. That I don't want to put it on too heavy on a pedestal, but we get programmed into certain lifestyles, and I was one that I liked. I was attracted to like more of the street aspect of life, like the drug dealing and the guns and money and women and things of that nature. So I wouldn't even say I made my life really about that, but that's just what I subscribe to mentally. So that means a lot. So fast forward, made my mistakes growing up. I end up going to having to do some time. I spent 2 years up north, and it's not like I really left anything behind besides, my family. I had a baby, but as far as like what I was doing with myself, I wasn't doing shit. I was on nut time. I was bugging out. So I went and did that time, and in that time, I sat down, and you get to realize exactly who's going to be there for you, and you also learn how to take accountability. So I knew that I had to change something about myself. It was something that I had to do. So when I came home, I told myself, yo, you're going to get it straight. So that's what I did. I got a job. I was working on a good job, you know what I mean? So, coming home, I was able to put myself in a nice little job working for Chrysler at a warehouse or something like that. And then fast forward there, I ended up earning myself enough money to, just the longest I've had a job. I was probably working a year and a half, and I sustained the job. I was feeling good by myself, had a crib, had a car. I was doing my thing, especially for someone who just came home from the penitentiary. But then I ended up catching a bad break, and my parole officer, the system just built the work against you, and I ended up having to go back to jail for 100 days to finish out my parole sentence. So in that time, I lost everything done. I'm right back to the bottom. I have a crib that I still have to maintain. I got my son is now older. Like it's a lot going on. So when I come home, so while I was on doing my parole time, I mean my parole violation, I picked up a few things. Got a bunch of programs to help you get your OSHA card and stuff like that. So I knew that for the type of dude I'm not really a people person. So I wanted to, I'm more hands-on. I like working with my hands. So I was very interested in the OSHA program. So I jumped into OSHA when I came home, and I never looked back. I started doing electrical work as an apprentice, getting $13 an hour, brother. $13 an hour. I'm talking about from the bottom. I'm working 40 to 50 hours a week at $13 an hour with a crib, a car, and a kid that I got to take care of. You feel me? But I knew that, like I said, the mindset that I had, I knew that that's what I had to change. So I had to sacrifice being outside and going out, hanging out, and I had to focus up. So I was YouTubing. I was learning everything possible that I could with this electrical work. So now I'm gaining some steam. I'm going from company to company, getting more money, because I'm learning. So now I'm learning how the business works. So I always said that I don't want to work for no one. So I want to start my own business. So I started AV lighting. And when I did AV lighting, it was more for like electrical needs, like maintenance on outlets and light fixtures and things like that. And that's only because I was doing commercial electrical work.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is, my business didn't do nothing. I started AV lighting, it didn't do nothing. I had like a couple friends that they called me to help fix a light or something. So it wasn't really taking off for me. So I was still forced to work. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So then what happens is COVID. When COVID comes around, now companies is going out of business. We losing work. All the buildings is shutting down in New York City. So they shut my job down. So now I'm home. I'm broke. I got a couple $100 to my name. I need to figure out what the hell I'm gonna do, right? Mm-hmm. So this is how it all ties into growing into what it is today. This is the start, more or less. I have a friend that he mounts TVs, right? Mm-hmm. Santos Home Improvement. He mounts TVs or whatever, right? So he doesn't really know the electrical side like too much. He just knows he was a carpenter. So he asked me to come with him on a job because it was remember, no work, nothing going on. So I'm like, sure. Like, I got a couple dollars for you. Come with me to put up some TVs. I'm like, all right, bet. So I go with him. And when we get there, I watch how he put up the first TV, and I knew exactly what he was doing because of my knowledge in the construction field. So I'm like, oh, I didn't know it was so simple as 4 screws and a mount. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, wow. And I watched how fast he did 3 TVs, bro, in about an hour's time. And he walked out of there $600 richer. And gave me $60. Gave me $60 for my trouble as a helper. That's important to know. You know what I mean? So I'm like, damn, I could do that. Damn. So in my head, but he always told me that I should. He said, yo, bro, you should get into this. This is easy money. And I just, in my mind, I couldn't see how this would be a sustainable business because I didn't feel like I knew enough people. Mm-hmm. And I didn't feel like it's not a reoccurring. I didn't think it's a reoccurring business, a reoccurring service. I mean, as far as like, you know how when you get a haircut, you got to keep coming back to get a haircut. Once I mount your TV, I may never see you again. So that one client, but that's how I thought about it at first, right? So then when I go with my man and we put up the TVs or whatever, and I just picked it up. I said, you know what? I think I could do that. So I took my last couple hundred, and I'm kind of cool on the internet a little bit. So I made a post saying that I'm mounting TVs, and I got the mount, and I provide the mount.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm providing convenience, which kind of puts me a step ahead of a lot of floor
Yeah.
level competition. You know what I mean? Because most people that's on the ground level of this service,
Yeah, because
they're
when
just coming to put it up.
oh yeah, because when you want to hire somebody to mount your TV, 90% of the time you already got your mount. You just need somebody to put it up. So
Right.
you ahead of the game just having your own. I mean, they ain't even gotta buy one. They just hit you up and it's basically included in the price. So it makes 100 times easier.
Right. So I turn it into a one-stop shop where now I
Mm-hmm.
supply all you need is your TV when you dealing with me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I put the post up and then I never forget it, bro. My man, I think it was snowing outside. It was like a blizzard. And my boy Fred, my boy Phil, he called me, said, "Yo, bro, what's up? I need you to do a TV for me." I'm like, bet. He like, "You got the mount?" I'm like, yeah. He wanted the full motion mount, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I only had the regular size mount, but I didn't want to turn the job down. So what I went and bought a mount, right? I bought a
Mm-hmm.
mount that was probably about 60, $70, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I probably had about $40 to my name. I went, did his mount with my girl. We went downtown on the train in the middle of COVID. So it's a desert, there's no one outside. We
Yeah.
look crazy being on the trains. So we go all the way downtown, and then this is when COVID was, killing people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, you know what? We out there. I gotta go get this. So when I do his TV, he lived in one of these fly ass apartment buildings, downtown man on 42nd Street, all
Mm-hmm.
glass, like
Yeah.
beautiful basketball, like beautiful crib. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
I do his TV. Long story short, I do his TV. I posted. When I posted that, it was no looking back. Ever since then, my DM has been ringing, and
That's
that was
crazy.
2 years ago, bro.
How many TVs have you done since then? You keep count?
I do. Um,
Because I
year
see you posting
one,
literally like every day. Like every day you got at least 3 or 4 TVs.
yeah, and
It's
and I,
crazy.
and I you I would have thought like how I would have ran out of people already, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, but it's you when you see how big this shit is, the world is. There's so many people out here who you'd be surprised how many people need your services. And then what it ends up turning into is now I'm more of a home improvement service
Mm-hmm.
where I do all basic handyman work. Of course, I specialize in the TV mounting. That's what um I lead with. But I also, I've helped people with blinds, curtains, mirrors. They want to build cabinets and hang them up and things like that. Light fixtures,
Mm-hmm.
everything in the house. Everything that a lot of people out here don't got a guy for that. A lot of women don't have a man that they could call on for handyman work. A lot of older folks just can't do it. A lot of people just
Mm-hmm.
don't have the knowledge. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you put like a different perspective on it because you said you didn't think it would be like this because you think you run out of people. That's kind of how I feel with this podcast thing. Like I got a list already of people I'm ready to podcast. I'm like, damn, I don't know who I'm gonna podcast after that because it is what it is. But it also puts a perspective on how much money's out there to be made. Like
Right.
people are so much in competition with each other, but you could just be working with each other because there's so much money to be made out there. It's
No,
like an unlimited amount.
it's unlimited, bro. It's unlimited, bro. It's unlimited. I break it down into a math too. Like with the TVs, I do a TV in 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? On average, one TV is going to take me about 20 to 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So in that 30 minutes, I done made $150 at minimum. You know what I mean? So boom. So now my head, the hustler in me is going to tell me I need to double up in an hour. So
Mm-hmm.
now it realistically, I'm making $300 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's my job to fill these hours up of my day with work. And the beauty of, being able to work on my own is that I create exactly how much hours I want to give myself. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? Or allow myself in a day. I don't got to kill myself, or I can kill myself and go crazy if I want to. It's
What's the
up to
most
me
TV you did in
ultimately.
one day?
11
11 TVs in one day. Damn. So that's what.
by myself.
Um,
By myself.
how long that took? All day or?
I probably was out the house at 11 and got back in the house by like 7 because I did a lot of traveling. I was in Jersey,
Mm-hmm.
Brooklyn, Yonkers.
Damn, you went crazy.
I was
Going
all
through them
I,
tolls.
I was all over because it wasn't even that it was a lot of stops. It
Mm-hmm.
was like each stop had like 3 TVs. Like this
Mm-hmm.
spot had 3 TVs. This spot was 2 TVs. This spot was 4 TVs. So I caught it
That's
like that.
crazy. That's crazy. That's like the beauty of networking and referrals. Like word of mouth goes a long way. Like I think word of mouth will go a
Yep.
longer way than a lot of online advertising because
I'm
it's
clear
crazy.
proof. I
Mm-hmm.
don't have a I don't have a crazy following. Like, you know what I mean? I got maybe 1,000 something followers on IG. You know what I mean? That's not a crazy follower, but my business is consistent behind that due to word of mouth. It's always, oh, my friend told me about you, or you come highly recommended. And that means a lot because I know I put I know I make sure I give you the quality of work. That's
Mm-hmm.
number one. You're gonna get good work. You're gonna be happy when I leave. Like, oh yeah, he did that, he bodied that.
Oh yeah, rapport goes a long way too. Like setting an example, like having good customer service, it goes a long way. And I like a lot of time I wish like black businesses didn't have that bad rap with bad customer service because a lot of times people be like, this is why I don't go with black businesses because this one person like so they put a stain on the whole black community because of that one person. So like when you provide good customer service, you like doing the black service, like you're doing a black business community a service. Like you putting us on the map. Like we trying to do our things, but when people keep putting us down over one person, it hurts us. But yeah, it goes a
Well,
long way with that.
you know what you know what I say? I say that you gotta bypass that because for every person who got a negative attitude towards a black business, there's another person who's in love with it. You know what I mean? You gotta follow the love. Fuck all that because I understand. I feel like that. Like, say if someone doesn't agree with my pricing, oh, why so much? Or I have my mount already, or why this or why that. For every one of those, there's 2 or 3 people who like, oh my god, I can't believe it. I've been looking for you. I love this. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't pay attention. I don't pay attention to that negative vibe. They know what they get with me. They're gonna get quality service in a timely fashion, and you're gonna be happy. I'm gonna make your home beautiful. Well, we're gonna upgrade from what it was. You're gonna be happy when you see it. And you're gonna be like, you're gonna look forward to coming home to your setup. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like you always have those bad apples, but it's the good ones out that outweigh the bad ones, so that make it worth it.
Yeah, it's shitty white people businesses everywhere. It's shitty Chinese people businesses. It's gonna be shitty businesses. It's gonna
Period.
be good business and bad business. But if
Yep,
you follow good business, you won't be mad, no
that's a good one.
matter no matter who it come from. I'm always gonna be supporting my people. Like I'm always trying to uplift my brothers in the community. I hire, I don't know no white folks honestly like that. So it ain't like I can't even tell them nothing if I wanted to. This is
Yeah, and
what I do it for. You know what I'm saying? I'm
that's
helping the black
literally
home.
that's my whole agenda. That's why I created the Black New York and the Black Chicago pages, so
Yep.
I could have like people post their business in there. I want
Yep.
everybody to like thrive, like not just me, obviously, but I got actually inspired by when I was in San Diego. Um, this realtor, she's the one that started the Black San Diego page, and I seen how that was like. I think that group had like 40 something thousand people in it. So like when it was
Mm-hmm.
time to network or find somebody with a service, it was so easy. You just ask a question in there and somebody will answer with either, yeah, I provide that service, or they'll tag somebody else that does it. So like word of mouth goes a long way in that group. So I'm like, damn, I want to do something like that for New York. And I want to do something like that for Chicago. So that's what made me start that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just went and spoke to Leak, got me a logo, and it was on from there.
Yeah.
And that's
No.
why
No
I'm doing this
looking back.
podcast too. It's like I want to be able to put black businesses on the map on top of people that don't even know how to start a business, because there's people that like,
Mm-hmm.
damn, maybe I want to do this, but I don't know how to do it. And then they go around asking people how they started, but people, they like hold knowledge back to themselves. So for me
We
to
we
like
we don't like ask. We don't. That's because we don't like asking for help.
that
You know,
too.
as a community, we have issues. We have, we grow up on pride, and we have issues asking
Yeah.
for help because sometimes we feel less than, or we don't want no one talking shit. Like, you know what I mean? So we'll suffer in silence,
Mm-hmm.
and instead of using each other to progress.
Facts.
You know
And
what I
like
mean?
people would rather get it out the mud than actually have somebody help them. When 9 times out of 10, I'd rather somebody help me if I could get higher than what I am right on trying to get it out the mud quicker, you know. But
Both people deserve it.
yep.
It's not like the person who gotta struggle and get out the mud. He just may naturally be a hustler.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's not a hustler. Everybody don't
Yep.
know how to attract money, but that don't mean that the person who don't know how to attract money shouldn't get money neither. That person just
Mm-hmm.
may need a helping hand, or some type of light. You know what I
That's
mean?
the
That's
whole
all it
thing.
really takes.
We just gotta build each other up. That's what it is. How you think Black Wall Street started back then? Like they had their whole community, own churches, own barbershops, own everything, and then they burned it all
Right.
down. But like, we need to get back to that.
Hell yeah. We need more love in the spot. It's too much hate. It's too much hate in our communities, man. We need more love, man. Like I said, bro, it all starts with that mind state. Once you learn how to get out that mind state, it's like you see how small that community is. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That community, that negative community is so small compared to the larger picture of the world. You gotta get out of that. And then once you get out of that, you feel better about asking for help. You feel me? I feel amazing that I'm here to help you in any way that I could. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm
For sure.
saying? That's what it's
Appreciate it.
about. And I know it come back. You know what I'm saying? I know there's gonna be a time when someone's gonna do something for me, and it's gonna change whatever is gonna help me. And that's just, you gotta keep paying it forward, more or less.
Mm-hmm. Facts. I know, like in the long run, excuse me, I would like to have a bigger audience, and then for them to come look back on these episodes, that'll be like free exposure to you, and like it is. That's how it's supposed to be. Like, I want everybody to thrive, like everybody to get their money. So like,
Absolutely.
do you consider like mountain TVs at this point? Do you consider like therapeutic or like a passion, since you've done so many TVs?
Um, I would
Like do you
say
like do you look at it as a job, or do you look at it as like something you could wake
no.
up
I
and
would
just do easy?
Yes, no, because I do enjoy it. It's not I enjoy the reaction a lot. Like, it's the fact that I get to, help someone's vision come to life, more so,
Mm-hmm.
like, well, even if it's something as simple as hooking up the living room, or you just want your TV off your dresser. But now you could, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? Now you could use your dresser space for so many other things that you wanted to do. And I'm glad that I get to help out with that. So it's not a job in the sense that it's like I'm never upset when I gotta go do some work. Like, I don't hate what I do. I actually, so yeah, it is a passion. And it's motive. I want to always just expand and get and grow and keep getting better, and doing more and more things. So the TVs is like the holy grail, because that's what
Mm-hmm.
started it all. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? But there's levels to it where I get to help do many of other home things.
Well, that's what growth is. Like you just expanding. Like this is just goes to show you, like you could start off in one place and end up in another, and just it's unlimited opportunities out there. And like
Well,
that brings me to my other point where like do you realize like you're like probably like mentally changing lives, like people, you mount my TV, and like you said, you got more space in your room, and you looking at your room like you feeling good about yourself. So like I look at it as in like a way of self-love, like going out and getting a massage or something, like getting your TV mounted is just like making yourself happy. So like low key just helping people mentally.
No, that's why I said I enjoy the reaction so much because I understand what that do. So, and that might be some small to somebody, but that, like you said, their home is your peace. When you come
Mm-hmm.
home, that's where you release at. Yeah, all the
Mm-hmm.
daily bullshit that you deal with. When you home, you get the release, and that's where you confide at. So you would want that space to be as up and as nice to your liking as possible. So something
Mm-hmm.
as small as the TV not on your dresser and up in the air, no wire, nice and clean how I do, no wiring and nothing like that. It make, like you say, you come home, you feel better. You got girls now, you can't wait to call your joint over. Like, yeah, we definitely gonna have Netflix night today.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
A girl come over
Or the
see a
Super
TV
Bowl.
mounted, it's a wrap.
Yeah, the lights
It just
on it
look.
and all that. Or
Oh yeah, it just look like you got money. Like, oh, you got a TV mounted with
yeah,
lights behind it. Oh yeah.
Super Bowl party popping and all that. Like,
That just
you'd
makes
be
it even more.
surprised how, and there's so many people out here who, when I first started, I would have never thought I'd make it to where I'm at now. And I ain't
Oh
really
yeah.
made it nowhere crazy, but
Mm-hmm.
I have the luxury of not working when I don't want to. Like, what I mean, I could go get a job anytime because with my knowledge, my electrical knowledge, you don't lose that. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So I
Yeah, that's
can
a
stop.
trade
I
that you
cannot work. Yeah, I cannot work and then go and do 2 years of this and then be like, you know what, I got some extra time on my hands. Let me go back to work, and I can get a job in at the snap of a finger
oh
just
yeah, because
because I've worked hard enough to obtain the knowledge that I had. I had to sacrifice, bro. Like I told you in the beginning, I started at $13 an hour as a grown ass man. I'm
mm-hmm.
28 years old, 27 years old, getting $13 an hour. I'm trying to impress girls out here. What I'm
That's
doing,
humbling. It
you
humble
know what
you
I'm
though.
saying? So, but you got to sacrifice. I had to sacrifice the hanging out. I had to sacrifice the attention that I was given, like just that outside world. I had to lock in, not spend this money doing that anymore, and just keep locking in. And when within a year or two, I was able to make my own decisions.
Yeah, like you said, like a year or two, like that's that discipline you built over time. And like I say, like I give it like 7 days or like 2 weeks of doing a certain thing, and it becomes a habit. And after so long, that discipline just sticks with you. So like now you set, like you already know how to bounce back if worse comes to worse. So
And what's happened is I'm blessed to have somebody that, I've tried employing, people of my community and all that, put people on, give them the same game that I know, you know what I mean? And for the past year, I've had this one guy, my man, Kip. He's been with me for about a year now. He's the longest out of everybody. And he's doing his thing. Like, he took a liking to it. He's showing the same type of interest, and like he see the same thing I see. He sees how the time, the money, how like he sees it. He sees the bigger picture. So he invested in himself, got his own tools, everything. I didn't have to baby baby feed him or nothing because that's not what you do in business. Not good business.
yeah,
At
that's
the
the
end of the
best.
day, you lose money. You lose money like that, pampering to your employees. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't have to do that with him. So now I say that to say I can go back to work now, like, and he can run the TVs during the week while
Mm-hmm.
I'm at work. So now I have a stream of revenue that has legs, and
That's the difference.
it don't require me to drive the wheel. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I
That's
mean?
that
It's in
passive
motion.
income.
That yeah, that train moving. That train moving. So now I can go work on this. And I'm doing, like you said, I'm trying to, you know, I had someone tell me that I'm doing God's work because we did the housing makeover,
Mm-hmm.
and it's so many people out here who's low key traumatized by the environment that they grew up in. So
Mm-hmm.
when you get to alter that and you get to change it and upgrade it and show people that it don't have to be this. I know that
Mm-hmm.
you may not feel like you could get out of here, but inside these doors where you do pay your rent for, it should be as beautiful as you want it. So
Facts.
it low key changes people's perception because growing up in housing with the brown doors, the brown cabinets, the tan floors, the nasty paint, like the nasty walls, no light. You low key get programmed. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Into thinking that you don't deserve better, that you can't have better if you wanted it, and that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
That's
glad that I
deep.
get to help people in that fashion. You know what I mean? Because I know exactly. I grew up in it. Like, how can I not? So, and then, on the business side, I know how to also deal with these people. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a guy who from Idaho who just came in
Yeah,
from anywhere and trying
you
to
could you can
tend to
relate.
the black community. I'm from here. This is,
Yeah.
what I mean. And they know. And when I pull up and I show up to your residence, they see that. They feel that. You instantly
Mm-hmm.
feel comfort when I pull up. You don't feel like there's just some guy in here doing whatever and he trying to get over on me.
Oh yeah,
Like,
it's
you
like
you know that you feel
they
you feel
comfortable.
the relativity. Right.
They comfortable with you in their home, so that's a plus right there.
Right.
So
Yo, bro, look, bro, like I did this during COVID, bro. You asked me how many TVs I did.
oh yeah,
I want to say I'm in 2 years, almost to 1,000.
that's crazy.
Almost. I
Many
would
people are
say
letting
I would
you
say
in their
roughly
home.
like, yeah, I would say like roughly 700, 800. So I'm doing this during COVID when people are getting sick and dying, and I'm in and out of over 500 plus homes, bro. God bless. I have never contracted the virus. I've never
That's
been
crazy.
sick. Like, what I mean? God walks with me in that light. You know what I mean? So I'm traveling through these people's homes, and that energy travels with me. So people, like you said, they feel comfortable. They know I'm gonna take care of them, and I'm gonna do it quick. I know I don't like people that much to be wanting them in my house like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna make sure I get in and out of there, and you're gonna be like, wow, I appreciate that. He didn't play with my time. He ain't had me sitting here for 3, 4 hours, try to, you know what I mean, do whatever. He
Yeah,
did thing right. He ain't got out of here before I could blink.
that's another part of customer service when you could be on time. Like people hate getting their time wasted. Like I know for me, I hate my time getting wasted. Like when I have a photography shoot and people late, that just makes my blood boil. When I swear, like, but
Yeah,
when you
I
on time,
subscribe to
I
that.
appreciate that.
Yes, I subscribe to that, bro. Time is the most valuable form of currency. There's nothing more important than time.
Exactly.
I could spend $1,000 today, and I know I could get it back.
Mm-hmm.
If you waste
That's
5 minutes of my time, that's 5 minutes I will never get back. I
yep.
don't play with I gave up time to the state, bro. I don't play with my time. Like, we not gonna
Five
waste
minutes.
my time.
5 minutes of time you could have been making money, and they took that away from you,
Exactly.
and they're not gonna pay you
Exactly.
back. They're gonna just say sorry, my
Yeah.
bad, or that ain't enough.
Yep.
Sorry, don't pay the bill.
Yeah. Yeah. That's when deposits come in, right?
Yo, for sure. But like, I know I do some photo shoots, and I do it on free of charge. Like, I know I do some just for me, for fun, for like to
Right.
get some more exposure
Freelance.
and everything. And like, I do those for free, and like the people that I have shooting end up coming late. Not just like I'm trying to do something good for y'all, and my time is not appreciated.
Yep.
Like it makes me, I say, it discourages me to do more shoots like that. But I still do them. But like it's just whack when people treat you like that. Like, and they don't offer to you to they don't offer you to like pay you back or any type of gratitude.
Yeah,
Nothing. It's just
trust me, bro. I know. I done showed up to people's apartments and them not answer the phone when I get there. Like, I done been through it all, but you got I just know that it's never always gonna just be up. And part of the grind is getting through those type of times, like, them annoying ass times. Like, that's part of the grind. That's how you get further. Because if you just be like, you know what, fuck it, you basically saying fuck everybody
oh
just
yeah,
because this one person was an asshole and didn't really want to, you know,
you yeah,
he didn't appreciate it.
you ain't never gonna get nowhere if you give up. Like there's always room for growth. Like yeah, you can always stop, but like why stop if you can just keep growing? Like
Well, some people just don't
perseverance.
got
That's what
that.
people don't got that
Yeah,
perseverance. That's what
If
it is.
everybody did, we'd all be millionaires. There wouldn't
Oh
be no
yeah,
such thing as poor people.
exactly. Like I basically pick up the slack where somebody else gave up, and that's why I'm at where I'm at. So
And all we
that's
could
how it
do
is.
is try to help, bro. That's it. What we
Mm-hmm.
could do is try to help. Like, can't force feed nobody. You know what I mean? That's the balance of the world, unfortunately. There's gonna
Do
be
you
people who just don't get it.
do you have like down days where like you're like damn I ain't got nobody to TV them out today, or like it's always clicking?
Absolutely. No, hell no. I don't went through droughts. I don't went through that's what I'm saying. It's all about getting through those times, like
Mm-hmm.
and not giving up. I don't went I done had I done had a terrible month where I only did 4 TVs in a month.
I
Like,
know.
you know what I
Oh hell
mean? So
no.
you gotta and just on the mental, I'd be like, oh man, is it finally over? Like, is it finally gonna stop? Like, damn.
Yeah.
But like I say, you gotta just get through those times. It's not like every day is a great day. No way.
Mm-hmm.
Especially now, unemployment over and everybody don't got all that free money no more. So it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of more back to during COVID, everybody had like money to trick off. So they it was but if you're gonna spend money, I agree on spending money on your household. So I wasn't mad at it.
Mm-hmm.
But in today's world, 2021, 2022, business is great. But it don't be like every single day. But that's how I learn to stay creative. I gotta learn how to keep my marketing up, my ads up, you
Mm-hmm.
know, different
Oh yeah,
different
that's another thing.
services and different
Mm-hmm.
services, and I got to keep expanding. I know that I can't do one thing forever. I gotta
That's
I that
mm-hmm.
that's stupid. I gotta find a way to expand and then keep expanding and then keep expanding. My goal would be to I'm now doing entire homes. Like,
Yep.
you know what I mean? I come from construction, so that's not far off for me. I could do the electrical for any or all homes. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So
Yeah.
I would always like to work towards, there's always something to work towards.
That's another thing. Like it's all about that consistency. Like people give up when they're not getting no support and they're wondering why, because they're not posting enough. Like you post your business like once a week, people gonna forget you even got a business. So like how you supposed to get
Yep,
support if you're not being consistent with your stuff? And like
that is key. But that goes on you though. You gotta. I feel like you in real life, in real time, in reality, bro. You gotta give all your energy to whatever you want it is to be successful. So if I
facts.
want TVs to work for me, I had to all day be thinking about TVs. I couldn't only post one time and think that that was enough.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta post this, and then I gotta look up something or research something. And how much energy are you really giving your craft? You got to give all of your energy, as much energy as possible. You can't give your craft 10% of your energy and wonder why it doesn't work or it's
Mm-hmm.
not seen amongst the masses. Like, to the more than just who you can reach with your arms. It's never
Yes.
going to work on 10%. You got to give it more. That's when sacrificing and cutting habits out and cutting people off, you got to do those things so you can give more of your energy and your time to whatever it is you're trying to be successful at.
Yeah. No excuses. And like that's low key. I would say I ain't gonna lie. I need to work on that because like I'm trying to do a little bit of everything, like the photography, stocks, podcast, trying to write a book, another book, and like
Mm-hmm.
I would say my mind's all over the place, but like I gotta stick to one so I could get one thing done. But like I just want to do it all. But like it'd be like
Well,
that.
if you some people could work in chaos. That's not to say that that's a bad thing. If that's how you
Mm-hmm.
work and you don't mind growing five things small, little by little at one time, then that's just how you work. Everybody not built to work the same. You just gotta. It's just certain things you gotta do. You gotta persevere. You gotta know that it's not gonna be like a lotto ticket. It ain't gonna just be instant. Like, it's never
Mm-hmm.
gonna. Nothing good is made quick. Like, it gotta last. and you got to put time in. So if you okay with putting a little bit into this pot and this pot and this pot and this pot instead of just one pot, then that's just how you work.
Yeah.
Don't stay away from it, like, or don't feel like you're doing something wrong. Just understand that it's going to be a slower movement, but you still working on whatever it is you're working on.
Yeah, that's what people. A lot of people don't understand. Like a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, is not nothing's gonna be overnight. It's the small baby steps that get you to where you want to be, and like
Yep.
they don't want that time. They don't want to put in that time, and like they want to just overnight. So like
It's
yeah.
easier to fail. It's easier to not try, bro.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are scared to take that step off the porch.
Yeah,
It's so that's the biggest step, and that's the most important step. It's
that's
stepping off
another
that
thing.
porch into that light. A lot of
Yeah, that's
people are scared.
for sure. That's another thing. Like they're so scared that they rather see somebody else do it first. Like you go in first. Let me see how it works. Like, and then I'll go. So like
Hmm.
they take the chances like that. But like sometimes you just got to go in first. Go ahead first. Like
Yeah,
that's how I feel about this podcast. I'm just diving into this. I don't know what I'm doing. I just been looking into how to make it better day after day. So
just keep doing it. That's all I could tell you. It ain't, of course, it ain't going to be perfect now, but
mm-hmm,
shit, just keep doing it, even when you feel like it don't make sense. Like, what am I doing? You keep going, and like you said, you be consistent with your promotion. That's key. Like now, I could say that I'm officially the TV guy. Like
mm-hmm,
people look at me, they say they could have known me for a million other things, but today they know me for that. They anywhere they go and they see TVs hanging up in anywhere in the store in the house, they gonna think of me because I've that's all I put out there now. Like if you follow my personal life, then you'll see a little bit of my family and things that I'm into like that. But I keep that off of my business. Like I got a whole business page that is dedicated to nothing but what I do, and I'm
mm-hmm.
consistent every single day. Whether I'm posting old pictures or new pictures, I got to keep it relevant. I need people to see that, yo, this is always an option. Today, I can hit them up anytime. You know what I'm saying? I got because out of sight, out of mind. If I don't post nothing in 2 weeks, who knows? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
In
that
the
brings me
world we
to
living in, that is key.
that brings me to three things. One, I'm doing this podcast to show people that you can do it too. It's like it's not like nothing natural. You don't even gotta know what you're doing. You just look and research, do a little research, and then just get into it. And two, and the second thing I was gonna say, um, since you brought up family, when you have like those down days, do you feel like the pressure of like having to provide for them when you have those down, like the droughts you said, like a whole month just 4 TVs?
Hell yeah, man. My girl don't even be wanting to talk to me because she could just see it in my face. This ain't no fake for no play. This be real. I be down to my last few dollars, bro. But I have a
Mm-hmm.
strong faith. You feel me? So I don't never get too down on myself because I always like God always comes through for me.
Yeah.
And but it definitely happens all the time. Like it definitely happens. I got bad anxiety, so if I don't get nothing in a day or two, I start panicking. Like you know what I mean?
Shit.
Like
Um,
even though I know that something's gonna come through, I still start panicking. Like because I'm a provider, so I like to make sure everybody around me got what they need. You know what I mean? I don't really require too much for myself personally because I'm low maintenance like that. But
mhm.
everybody else around me gotta have access. So that's always my thing.
Yeah, you built up that tolerance though. Like you said, you went the whole month for just 4 TVs. So like you know what that feels like. And like to go maybe 1 or 2 days without it, you have stronger faith than you did before because you've done it before. So you already know.
Yeah. And it'll make you grind more too, man. I was doing things like I didn't know I would have to do. I'm walking in and out of apartment buildings, hanging up flyers, doing all types of shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Gotta
what I
promote
mean?
yourself
But
by any means.
I understand, right? I understand that that's necessary though. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta do things that you may not be comfortable with, but it's necessary. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean?
Should get
So
you know what you should do? I got a recommendation. You know, like them QR codes that people scan at the restaurants to bring up the menus.
Yeah,
You could
facts.
go online and get a like stickers in bulk. Put your QR code to your website or whatever, what have you, and just stick them all over the
Yeah,
place. People don't know
nah,
what they're
definitely,
scanning.
definitely.
Somebody will scan it.
Nah, definitely. And I even saw something cool that they got like this wristband. It's like a rubber band, like a
Mm-hmm.
sports band kinda. And they got the QR code in the rubber band. Like so you would
Oh,
swipe your phone over my rubber band and my IGs and my all
you talking
my
about like the
socials
NFC?
and
I forgot
it'll
what it's called, but
it'll all
that
pop
tap,
up.
yeah,
Somehow
yeah.
that's cool too. I was thinking about that. I've been working on that. I had a digital ad put up. My man Kip for my birthday had got it was a sneaker store in Harlem, and they
Mm-hmm.
got like the TV in the screen, like in the window,
Mm-hmm.
and he had a digital ad put up for me for like a week, where my ad was just running on a TV screen, so it was like open to the public. So that was really dope,
Yeah, it was like
like
a
a
mini
billboard,
billboard.
yeah,
Yeah,
like a mini billboard. I
yeah.
would love
That's
to
why.
get one of those.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've always wanted to. I thought about that too.
They
Like,
they not that expensive, bro. I ain't gonna
what
lie, they not that
billboards?
expensive. I, yeah, even at Times Square, I think Times Square, like the not the real big shit, but like the miniature, the still digital and all that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 5 grand. I
That's
think it's
not
like
bad at
five
all.
grand.
That's not bad
Nah,
depending on
for a
like
day.
your business. Like that'll boost your business up. Like 5,000 is nothing if like the amount of people that sees
Right in
that
time,
though.
here in Times Square. Oh yeah. I've just been thinking of a whole bunch of little things. Like I got to get into TikTok and
Mm-hmm.
Reels and things like
Oh
that because
yeah,
I know how big that is.
TikTok is
You know what I
big, but
mean?
it's like hard to get into because it's not hard to get into. It's just I don't feel like it because like I have my Facebook and I have Instagram. It's like I want to stick to my lane,
That's
but I
all I
know,
need.
yeah, like I want to stick to it. Like if I feel like if I'm good here, I don't need nothing else. But like TikTok, I mean, there's nothing wrong with branching out to TikTok either. It's a little bit more exposure, obviously, but
Yeah,
it's just
it's a
different.
lot more viral active. Like
Yeah.
it's greater viral chances on there, and
Mm-hmm.
but just to keep it fresh and keep like I said, keep ways of expansion available. You know what I'm saying? I can't. I can't. I know that I can't just stay in one place. I gotta. Hopefully, I don't know if it'll be me personally, but hopefully, I could get someone to do TikToks for me. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's a part of marketing. You get somebody else to promote for you. I was looking into that the other day too.
Exactly.
It's you.
Exactly. All that social media stuff, man, it works. I got big. Well, not big, but kind of changed the direction of my life on social media. Just things
Yeah,
going viral.
you get who made your logo? Matter of fact, I want to ask you that for AV. Like
Leak.
you did.
Of course, yeah, of
Yeah,
course, I
man.
went to leak.
You gotta keep the money in our community.
Uh,
That's
yes,
how we get you.
sir. That's graphic dude out.
Get you. And like you said, you branching out and you starting to do flooring. You know, explain how you got into that.
Yeah, sure. So with the floors, what happened was I have my man Kip that works with me. He came into a situation with a friend of his or whatever, and she needed some help. So he ended up helping her do the floors. So he did that post that went viral. He had did the doing the floors. So I was asking, we talking about it, and I'm like, yo, that's dope. Like in the projects, that looks crazy. So I'm
Yeah.
like, we should. How is it like while he was doing it? Because I know a little song. I had knew a little song, but I'm like, that's not really my thing. So I'm like, that's something that he had brought to the table. So I'm like, yo, that's super dope, bro. So when he sent me the room when he had finished the girl's room, because it was more of like a favor, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So he was just showing love or whatever. So what that turned into, he sent me the picture. So I'm like, you know what? I posted it or whatever, And then when I went on Facebook, my Facebook isn't even really my real source of business. Like usually
Mm-hmm.
I everything a lot of my majority of work comes through IG.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went on Facebook, because it's still more of my personal page. So I went on Facebook and I have made the post and I put that this was in a nicer apartment or whatever. It took off, bro.
It's
It
crazy.
took off.
It be
It
those
took off.
those like it be those least like expected posts that go viral, like,
I,
and it'd be a
I,
blessing.
I, yo, I never my phone didn't stop going off for 3 days. For 3 days, 24 hours nonstop, my phone was buzzing with messages, with comments and likes, like the shares. It became a topic of discussion on the internet for like a day on whether you should even consider decorate, like fixing up your project apartment. Like it became like a big thing. And I was just like, wow, I get to take advantage of this. And lo and behold, it became something, and I'm running with it. And this is just another level of expansion that AV lighting is bringing. You know what I mean? It's more. It's now more of an experience for your home opposed to just
Mm-hmm.
the TV. Like now, I could really change the depths of what your home used to look like.
So now that you're doing flooring, you are you thinking about changing the name of your brand, or like you gonna keep it AV lighting?
No, I'll probably keep it AV lighting just to run with it because that's just what it was
Mm-hmm.
from the jump. But the services is gonna be nonstop though.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the overhead umbrella.
Yeah. And just when you thought about you couldn't have no reoccurring customers, now all those people that you mount a TV for, they might want their floors done now. So that's a whole nother.
And
That's crazy.
that, and even on a smaller scale, bro, you know, I get a lot of people that move, and when they get into their new apartments, they call
Oh
me
yeah.
back,
Oh yeah.
or
People move
they
all the
get in
time.
a bigger TV. Yeah, they get bigger TVs, or you know, what I mean, now it may not be a reoccurring for them, but they're gonna tell 5 people that they know and are close with, and refer me to them and send me to them. So it works. It still works in that
Yeah.
sense. You know what I mean?
It might not be as reoccurring as a haircut, but like when somebody move, they gonna want that
Well, I look
TV
at
mounted.
right.
So
I look at it as like, all right, so if one person that I did a TV for, that's potentially gonna lead to another 3 TVs soon.
mm-hmm.
Soon too. It won't even take that long because what happens is, you know, you get your TV mounted, you're gonna have some company over. Oh, who did that? Because now it's a change. So whoever was walking in your house gonna see your new setup and go, oh, who did that? Who did that? Oh, that's fine. How much you pay? Oh, and then that's how it works. So it works in my favor.
Mm-hmm. You know, I see it as now that you're doing like you do the TV mounts, you do the electrical, you do the handyman stuff, you do the flooring. I look at it as like you're basically renovating apartments, and
Right.
it's kind of like in reverse buying back their block because now you're encouraging people to stay instead of leaving. So now that you're creating a
Mm-hmm.
home in our own community and keeping people there, it just makes it easier for our money to stay there. And it's crazy. I don't know if you realize that though.
Yeah, yeah. Well, on the ultimate on that's a real big picture view of it. On a smaller scale, you know, I'm just glad I get your home is just gets a boost and I get the help.
Facts. And like
You know what I
imagine
mean?
like upgrading your crib, right? Like the apartment buildings, whatever. And like you're paying what, like 500, 600. I don't know how much you're paying for. I'm bugging. I don't know how much you're paying for rent, but you upgrading your place, you boosting the value of your place, but you're still paying the same rent. So it just makes you
Right.
feel elevated at that point. So
Right.
you
And
do.
in reality, bro, everybody's not gonna be able to pay a mortgage. You know, you get a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people who say, oh, why are you doing that? It's a rental. You shouldn't have like that's just that's someone's circumstance. And if they can upgrade their environment and they house, they crib, they rental to whatever they want, then so be it. You should always
Yeah.
want to be in your utmost comfort zone. Like
Yeah. Can never put down somebody for doing doing something for themselves to make themselves happy. Like if you mad at somebody trying to make themselves happy, then you might need to reevaluate how you look at things. Because yeah,
Yeah, there's always gonna be those type of people out there. So I just try to stay away. You keep your energy right, then you attract like a lot of like-minded people. You know what I mean? So as long as you living right, you gonna attract those type of people, and those type of assholes will come slim to none. Like there's nothing wrong with doing for yourself. Self-love, man.
for sure, that's what it's
Self-love.
all about.
I do. I and it's something as small as putting your TV up on the wall. You know what I mean? Like self-love, man.
Mm-hmm.
This is for now. Look, now the little bros they want to call their friends over because they got their PlayStation on the wall. You know they feel good. They might have not wanted to call their friends over no more because their TV too small. It's still on the dresser. You know what I mean? But now they got the spot. You know
Facts.
what I mean? Or now grandma got room to clean because her TV ain't in the way. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Little
It's
little
crazy.
things like that, man. It go a long way. It go a
It
long way,
really,
and I'm just glad I get the help.
it really do go a long way. That's crazy. But I'm gonna go wrap this up. I think it's been. I didn't even know I could talk. We could talk for this long. That's crazy. Right? I didn't even
Man,
know we
that's
could go
dope.
past 20 minutes. But like I don't even know how long we've been talking. I don't see the timer on this. But let people know how they could find you, how they could get in touch with you, and
Um,
get your services.
yes, you can find me on IG at AV underscore lighting. On Facebook is Trappin Charlie, TRAPPIN Charlie CHARLIE. And that's pretty much how you get in contact with me.
For sure. I'll put those links in the description so people could just click on
A-
it. And
Absolutely, bro.
you got any
And I
other
want to tell you,
links that you want me to drop for you in the description?
no, just my socials is fine. Just my
Mm-hmm.
socials. There's nothing
Sure.
else. That's the best way. Like I said, I don't really like talking to people that much,
Yeah,
so I keep my avenues of communication slim.
for
So
sure.
but I can definitely be reached on IG. My page is public. Messages are always active. And
Yeah,
yeah, bro. Thank you, bro. I really appreciate this. I'm really
for
proud
sure.
of what you're doing. You a motivation, man. You come from where I come from, so it's beautiful to see you doing your own thing. You growing up into the man that you are. It's a beautiful,
Appreciate it.
beautiful thing, bro. Thank you for
Appreciate it.
having me.
Yeah, hope the people that are listening, y'all learned a thing or two. So anybody that's thinking about becoming like an electrician or mounting TVs, just know you ain't gotta have a lot of money. You can start from ground zero like you did. So that's
Yeah,
what it's all
man.
about.
I subscribe to doing what you like to do. If it's something that you like to do, there's a way to make money in it, man. I promise.
For sure. Yeah, I'm gonna get up out of here. And thank you for being my first guest. It made it easier for me. So
Yeah,
like now I'm like a little bit more comfortable with it. So my next guest I probably won't be as like
yeah.
antsy or whatever, but this was pretty easy. So
I can't
appreciate it.
wait. I can't wait. You got any ideas of the next type of guest you get?
Um my next guest is probably gonna be a real estate agent or the a stock person. I have a whole list of
Okay,
people to
okay.
go by. Yeah. So I'm gonna
Fire.
see what's up whenever they're available.
That's dope, bro. Keep it going. Don't stop, bro.
For sure, for sure. Same as you. All
Thank
right,
you,
bro.
bro.
All right, take it easy.